This is John Lee out at Wakarusa Valley Permaculture. And we're in the middle of winter right now. It's actually a really nice day, even though it's pretty cloudy and awful looking. It's a really nice day in January right now. And we can't get tons done because it's still winter, but we are getting some cool stuff done in preparation for the spring. And I just wanted to take everybody around and show everybody what we got going on in preparations for the spring. We got lots of really big things planned. We don't have anything out here right now. There's a few plants, but we don't have anything out here growing or living, and it looks pretty awful. Looks pretty sparse. Doesn't really look like a farm, I'll tell you that. But we converted all summer long from this taller prairie grass mixture, grasses and forbs. This little about 300 by 100 area, it's not the exact measurements, but that's not important. Converted this area, and there were chickens in here all summer converting this land, bit by bit. This was the first garden that we started. There's some asparagus and strawberries, and we got some garlic bulbs in there, got some raspberries, got rhubarb, got all kinds of cool things in this little teeny garden that we started first. And we got the heavy duty, not really, it's pretty gangster, but pretty ghetto rather, but we got our heavy duty chicken wiring to keep the chickens out of this little area because they pretty well routed through the first time we planted, which was our fault, but you live and learn. So this is our swale. Swale, it runs, so far we've got a little over 200 feet, almost 300 feet dug, and it's about 4 feet wide by 3 feet deep. And it's the idea, if you aren't familiar with swales, is that we dug this big trench here, and then we put the berm, all the earth that we've removed from the trench, downhill, and that's going to be our planting beds for the spring. There's going to be a little shallow aquifer underneath that planting bed as a result of any water that comes from downhill, runs right down the property just like it would on a normal farm, and it's all runoff until we capture it and slow it, stop it, spread it, sink it right here. This is where the train stops for that water, and we're going to extend this out another couple hundred feet that direction and another couple of 100 feet the other direction. But what we've got going on in here is just lots of organic material. We had the chickens running through here, like I said, all summer, and I can't even get into some of this stuff because it's turned into soil. It's turning into soil here. Got nothing but soil breaking down, and that's only a few inches down. We've got 3 feet of that stuff going on right now, and that's just making natural fertilizer that's going to sink in and be right there with the water when our plants go looking for water and nutrients. So that's going to be really nice. We've got 490 tree seedlings ordered from the Missouri Department of Conservation, and we're going to have not only this swale, but we're planning on downhill from here having another 1, 2, 3, zigzagging across the property and slowing that water down. Like I said, slowing it down and spreading it in, sinking it in, so that we've got access to that water all year round. When other plants are suffering elsewhere, we're going to have water. And you can see we've got some old chicken enclosures here. Those are just going to kind of serve as deterrents, I guess. Obviously a deer can get over that, but serve as deterrents for the wildlife that are coming out here and might maybe want to mess with our yummy little garden plants and tree seedlings and all of that. But if you look, there's a sweet potato. There's a little chunk of a sweet potato over there, but there isn't anything on this soil surface here. All summer and all fall long, up until about a month and a half, 2 months ago, we had these chickens in here and we were feeding them compost and grain and whatnot, but we feed them produce waste from the local organic grocery stores, and so much organic material was on this ground, and now it's just a planting bed. It's all bare dirt, pretty much. All the plants have been plucked away. Got little tufts of grass here and there, but for the most part everything's been picked away, and you can't even hardly tell that some of this stuff was produce at any point. It's just part of the soil now. So that's how we do it. That's how permaculturalists do it. We're building the carbon base in the soil. We're building the nutrient base in the soil. We're making sure that we've got water and everything that the plants need. All right, so over there, I just showed you our summer and fall chicken kingdom area that's being converted for the spring. It's kind of dark. I was hoping that you'd be able to see that hawk off in the distance. We've been dealing with hawks like you wouldn't believe. But this is another part of our farm, a big part of our farm, and what is going to make everything run smoothly, make our plants really just top of the line growth, as good as they can get. This is our compost area, and we utilize waste from some horse farms in the area. They've just got such an inundation, such an abundance of horse manure. They spread it on their fields and manage it as best as they can, but unfortunately they have a little too much. So we help them. That's what all these bags are. We don't like plastic, but that's the way the lady deals with it. So that's what we've got. At least we're making use of it rather than it just going into a huge pile somewhere on her property where it's just going to make a nasty cesspool. But yeah, we get all kinds of good ingredients. I already told you that we get produce waste from our local organic groceries, and whatever of that the chickens can't consume either goes into our swale or it comes over here to the compost piles. And you can't really see that there's anything else in here except hay and poop. I just added those cow patties, but this pile has been going for a couple weeks now. We haven't been out here tending to it, so it's not done. Still probably has a week or more to go. But there was bags and bags and bags and bags of produce waste that went into this, and you can't see hardly anything in there. And same thing with this guy over here. He didn't have as much produce waste, but this one's been going for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and you can't see anything in here but hay and poop, and it looks like somebody's sock got lost in there. But we've got all these bags of horse manure. We've got cattle that roam our pasture. So anytime that we've got cow patties sitting around any areas that we're trying to walk and we're trying to work, we just clean those up by flinging them into the compost pile, which is really nice and convenient. And then here you can see we just got some produce waste today added to the pile, and some of this stuff like the onions, the chickens just they can't break that down. Some of the stuff like the apples, we could have squished them, you know, but we've gotten so many. We've gotten bags and bags of apples from our produce waste. We are trying to take some of the seeds from those and use them as seed stock, just like one of my other posts on our Facebook, where I've got 6 different kinds of corn, popping corn included, that we acquired from there's one of those big hawks that we got from our produce waste, and it was just going to get thrown out. But now we've got seed stock, we've got food for our chickens, we've got fodder for the swales over there, and we've got goods for our compost piles, several of which are pretty well along. This is our newest and needs to be combined and cleaned up. But there's a done pile, there's an almost done pile, there's an almost done pile. Here's a new pile, and we've still got plenty to go. Fun, fun, fun. Now it's dark enough that all the chickens have gone to sleep already. But I wanted to finish the short tour up with showing everybody our winter coop area. This is right next to the farmhouse, so Jeremy's folks can come out here, open the chickens up for us in the morning and let them out, or let them in for the night, lock them in. It's real helpful for us. But we just got everybody some fresh hay today, so I bet these ladies are real happy. And they like to overstuff this coop to about double capacity. Any eggs? There's an eggy. One egg. Oh, I'm sorry, lady. You got anything under there? Huh, sweetheart? No. Not right now. Well, yeah, this is the winter coop area. Got a little area for dust bathing. This was supposed to be where a few of the chickens in that last coop go to sleep, but we've got some other residents that seem to think this is their spot. I think someone's getting ready to have some kittens. But there we go. There's the farm. Got Boyd's in there. Got Boyd's in this little guy. Got Boyd's over here. And everybody is happy as a clam. We got our little guardian cats, making sure these hawks that always circle aren't taking off with any of our birds. And got a real happy setup getting ready. This is another area that, as the chickens work, we'll have just a huge planting bed for the spring. All fertilized and de-seeded and de-weeded. Compliments of these beauties right here.